Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme. Oh, sorry. Gotta go back to a minute. Trying to figure out where I just set my remote control down. Hold on for a minute. I can't stand to be disorganized. I'm always organized. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Crazy way to start an introduction. Can't find the remote control, can't find half of my stuff. All right, first things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens using the ambient light rejection technology gain. I just did a pre-recorded video of this already. So basically, if anything gets kind of jumbled up or distorted in the stream, I have another pre-recorded. I'm gonna start doing a lot of pre-recordings so I can show the clarity of the screen, because sometimes in streams my voice gets choppy or basically the video just comes out. Ugh. Anyway, right now we're going to start displaying more of the advanced ambient light rejection 17 technology. That is, we have that in the Black Slate, which you're looking at right now. We have it in the blue. We have a black version of it actually coming out. I'm actually going to be ordering some larger screens, so I can apply that too. We're going to be doing some plexiglass screens because it is front and rear technology. So there's a lot of stuff we're going to be showing off when it comes to this stuff. I already have videos already to do over on Facebook and a couple other places. We're going to be doing videos on this technology. Now, this stuff right here, as I said before, produces a much higher white level than the 12's technology. It does produce higher color. It does have a higher gain capability, which means I can use this on low entry level projectors. I did a demonstration on the blue at around 25 feet back, at around 1,000 lumens at 25 feet back in probably in the evening hours. Right now, we're doing this on the ViewSonic PJ 5551 at 16 feet back, 600 by 800 res, 720p. So this is where my projector is sitting at right now, about 16 feet back from the screen. My screen's a 169 that is coded with the new technology. Now, I said before that when we actually start launching this, when this becomes available, we're going to have this detail instructions. Not too detailed, but like I said, there's a requirement to apply this onto a surface. All right, so first things first, let me remove what's blocking the, blah, blah, blah. Before I do that, let me do this real quick. No, I'll do that. I'll do it real quick. I'll remove what's blocking the projector, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 certified screens, which when I do these demonstrations, I like to show the comparison of our technology versus another projection screen, and I like to do these demonstrations on certified screens. So we have the Parallax by Daylight Screens. This is the one that has the 0.8 gain. Kind of looks like a bit of our dark slate screen. So we're going to put that one right here. I should have showed them off when I was all right over there. All right. And then we have the Cinema Gray 5D by Lead Screens, and we also too have the Darkstar 9. Oh, sorry if I didn't say it to begin with. Happy New Year's Eve. Like I said, for the day, I'm trying to get things out of the way, because today who's going to be going out and partying in COVID? I mean, right now, to tell you the truth. I plan to just stay home and relax, call a few family members on Skype or Facebook, that Facebook thing, I bought that thing, and just leave it at that. Alright, so I decided to grab a couple more certified screens. I'm also going to be using the Matinee Black right there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a Matinee Black. And we're going to go with the Cinema Gray 3D. Anytime we do these screens, we're just going to be doing demonstrations against high performance screens, certified screens right next to ours. It's very important. So you can see the difference between the two screens. And I think we're just probably going to stick for right now to the 600 by 800 res projector. So we have 5 certifieds. Keep in mind this screen at 2%, and pretty much took about 1 hour to manufacture and make this technology. It actually already did 11 screens certified. So I'll post at the bottom. That did, I think all 3 screens actually passed 11 screens certified, and that was right from the door. I usually don't do that right off the bat. I usually wait a while to see exactly how they're going to perform, and then I'll do 11 screens certified, but they passed it already from the door. Let me find the remote control. Where I keep losing my remote control at. Bet you it's in the kitchen. It's probably in the kitchen drawer. Last time I was that. I'll grab the screens. Yeah. So I left for that. That is my trademark, losing remote controls. All right, so we'll go back to the beginning. 600 by 800 res projector, SVGA, 16 feet back, fully lit environment. Heck of a test for a screen to go through, isn't it? Right from the door. So there's no high-powered projector to get the screen any boost or any advantage points. And it still has to go against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 certified screens at 16 feet back in a fully lit environment. Now keep in mind, when we start doing the rear projection, they will be done inside and outside. They have to be done outside. I think I might do me a small rear projection outside. Can pop up in a couple minutes. There goes our ad.
New car Holly lit during the model year clearance event. Connoisseur yellow things. End of the year with the best off.
So 2 things will happen. Either we'll blend the screen or we'll outperform it. Wait a minute, sorry about that. Got to show you something, which is very important. Okay. Like I said, everything has to be on record for us. But to show you how far we are from the screen, that has to be on record. So we got 15 feet. We are 16 feet away from the screen and some change. And I'll show you the model number for the projector, which has to be displayed. 16 feet. I can pull this projector back to the length of the room, which should be 25 feet. And the reason why it will pick up is because the gain on the screen is so high. It doesn't make a difference. Mind you, yesterday we did this demonstration at 1,000 lumens at 25 feet back in the afternoon, and that screen still pulled up because it's 17. Think that looks impressive? Where do you see one of these outside? So that means a customer can go get a projector of 800 lumens and he can pull an image, which I'm going to be doing that probably not today, because like I said, New Year's Eve, I got a whole bunch of people to talk to. I'm going to be online or freaking video chat. I got family over in England and all different places that are basically stationed all over the place. So I'm going to be talking to a lot of people back and forth, a lot of friends and family, stuff like that. So yeah. Usually around this time, I would be in New York City right now. Literally, I would be in New York City. I usually book my my rooms like a year in advance. I'd be in New York City with a bunch of friends, but nope, not this year. Staying home, as you should. There we go. Just in case. Mind you, my screen is darker and produces a white level that high. The black technology we're working on produces a higher white level than a slate. There you go. And can produce a contrast level because the screen is darker that they can't do. So that's the whole theory behind the black. When we first started developing the black slates were designed just to be a little bit darker than the ultra brights. And then we figured out if I can make a black slate that dark and still produce a white level high enough to be able to blend into a gray screen, but produce a contrast that they can't. What happens if we incorporate that one into a black screen? And that's when we demonstrated that technology under Black 17. Black 17s are 3 shades darker than 12s and can produce the same white levels. It becomes a little too easy.
Nothing cleans better than Cascade Platinum.
I will put on a red screen right now, automatically know what's going to happen. All these screens right here are not going to be to pick it up. I can tell just by looking at it already. They're not going to pick up color too well. Tell me what screen does a black slate look like? See the contrast levels fade. Have to have a perfect blend of contrast and white levels at the same time. This is what happens when you test your technology against white screens. This is exactly what happens. You shouldn't do that. Up close, so you can see up close. When I say up close, keep in mind I have companies that after these demonstrations are done and over with, I have companies that come and review these demonstrations. So keep in mind, it took 1 hour to make a black slate compared to 1 hour to complete a black slate to figure out exactly how to make it. Well, actually, it's a God's design. Between 2%, the screen beat 11 certifies right from the door. So I'm not surprised that it's doing 5. These were the 5 that were actually against that screen along with the 11. Can pull a Starfield demonstration, 16 feet back. This projector has a 20,000 to 1 contrast. At 16 feet back, it will pull a contrast level in a fully lit environment over projection screens that would cost you from anywhere from $1,400 to $5,000. And not to put any of the companies down, but they're not weatherproof. You can't take any of these outside. They're definitely not rear technology. And they definitely won't give you an option. Half of them are not even ultra short throw compatible. Well, actually, I know that the Dark Star 9 can't be used with ultra short throws, and the I don't know too much about daylight screens. They're kind of iffy with they didn't bring any kind of instructions that said don't use them with ultra short throws, but they're kind of iffy. They do have some problems from time to time when trying to show an image on an ultra short throw, and on top of that, they have a narrow viewing comb effect too. On top of that. We go with search. Like I said, not to put them down in any way, it's just to just show them that side by side.
Tired of running out of sparkling water? There must be a fresher way. SodaStream.
Look how much darker they are to my screen. And look how high the white level is. And come end of 2021, yeah, we'll have the new 21s, which are the ones that are embedded with Sun Killer technology. Those will be the fixed frame screens, the new ones coming out. This is just giving them an idea of exactly what's coming. And these are just 17s. How are you going to be able to compete with that? My screen is much darker than their technology, and yet I can pull white level high enough to blend into theirs. So how can you compete with that? And then we have a black technology that produces nothing's going to beat a black screen. That's it. So imagine if you have a black screen that no other screen is going to match it when it comes to contrast, but yet it can pull white level to be able to hang on in your world. So your high points on your technology are your white levels. But now you have a technology that can not only produce your high white levels, but can produce contrast levels that your screen can't even begin to think of. And this is just the beginning of when the beginning stage, when those 21s hit, that's it. That's the end of it. The two options are going to come up. Either they're going to do business with me or they're going to buy me out. So when a company's coming, I want them to look at this. Just look at that image right there. They can't pull contrast level. And when they do their demonstrations, like I said, they're using high-end, expensive projectors. I'm using a 600 by 800. Not only that, I'm using a cheap projector to do it. Think about it. If you think about that, it's pretty much they don't have a lot of breathing room. We got a screen, we got technology now that can produce white levels on the level that their screens can produce. We can produce contrast that their screens can't even begin to even touch. We have screens that are front and rear technology. They're ultra short throw compatible. They can be used outside. And on top of that, the customers can use them with low entry level projectors, and they still can produce amazing images where they have to use high powered projectors to make it for what the screen is lacking. And on top of that, the price point, that's the killer point. $5,000 for a 100-inch one of these screens, and I think the blue technology now is going for $189. So you consider that right there. So there's not much choice they have if going against one of these screens. It beats them in price, it beats them in performance, it beats them on just about every level you could possibly think of. And this is a 17. This is not even anywhere near what we're developing when it comes to the fixed frame screens. Nothing new. I've gotten offers from companies to develop technology for the screens. That ain't gonna happen. Because that means I'll be working for somebody else, and that's not the whole point why I got into the business to begin with. Was number one, to make screens affordable for everybody else, but to be my own boss. I am definitely not working for another company to develop technology to make their screens better. No. Never gonna happen. Never. I'm telling you, happen. I got to actually start doing more demonstrations on that black technology. That's going to be next. Just got to find me a better surface for that. Ooh, let's go back to this real quick. Definitely got to do this one. Well, hold on in. Customers actually come out on top because they said I have to spend 5 G's for a screen. Somebody's coming off. Hold on. That's the good part about it. So if anyone's ever thought and looked at a screen with gee whiz, I wish I would have had the money to be able to afford one of those. Now, sizes that's going to be available in this new technology under 17, we're going to have 1 quart, 2 quarts. We may have a 3 quart, but I do know we're going to have 1 gallon, 2 gallons. And then basically for company use, because we do have a few companies that are interested in using this technology, like I said, because it's rear, they can use it for rear projection or wherever, how they're going to utilize it. Most people are going to be probably spraying this on glass or whatever, they're going to be using it for advertisement. We're going to have it in 5 gallons and 10 gallons. 10 gallons are not available on the website. You have to go through PayPal invoice only to be able to acquire one of those. I think the only thing we're going to have available for the customers are probably up to around 2 gallons. Here we go, switching over to contrast. And as you can see, our screens can pull a contrast level with no problem. Let's get back up to the girl. Let's see. We got this one right here. Move from contrast to bright levels, and screens will blend right back in. But they can't pull the contrast. We can pull it, but they're not going to be able to pull that. We can pull the white levels with no problem. Here we go. Isn't that interesting how our technology can go to contrast levels and the screens can't do it? Then we go right back into the big bright white levels or bright levels, and our screen can pull it up. gets a little too easy. Let's try, I'm gonna go all the way to the end. Here we go, I want this one. See how much light hits the environment. I love that. The fact that the screen is this dark and it pulls that white level that high. These screens have 100% code. 100% code. Oh yeah, it's perfect. All right, so this is documented. The bottom line is we got 5 screens certified from the door, 16 feet back, 600 by 800 res projector. And we'll be launching in 2 more weeks. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so now the screen has that right there. Let's go and see what we'll get from. Well, I want to see first things first. Wait. I definitely want to do this one. I need to see how we definitely got a vantage point when it comes to contrast. So yeah, it's easy. Just bounce out of this. Let's put something else in. White snowstorm, screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
This I have to see. That's what we get. Boom. That is impressive. Color of that screen, how dark that is, and how that screen can pull white level that high. Oh, hold on, before I hit that one, I want to see LG snowboard demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
White screensaver backgrounds.
Getting that from YouTube.
Good gracious, that's how high the white level is. And right now we're working on a black screen that has white levels higher than this. Too fast. Better play. Let's see what else we have on here. Oh, it's raining today. You can't pull contrast. So we can pull a high white level, an extremely high white level. So that's what we need to do already. So 17s basically with them, they're going to heighten the whiten level. Remember, you can't heighten the white level too much. If it's too much, it affects the contrast level. If it affects the contrast level, that affects color. So if you understand that basically how complicated it gets, because if you make the contrast levels too high, then it means the white levels suffer. And if you make the white levels too high, that means the contrast suffers. Because what happens is you can't pull proper reds, greens, and blues. A little more complicated than people thinking you can mix all this stuff together and make a product. No, it basically involves a whole lot of science behind it. It does. Basically, you're going to have to factor in the light in the environment. That's going to basically interfere with basically the screen, the color, and contrast can be affected by ambient light. How much ambient light the projector is able to produce. That's why I like to go with the lower projectors, because if we can get a lower projector to work well on a screen, that means the high-end projector is a freaking cakewalk. Then you have to talk about the distance drill, and exactly how many lumens are going to be traveling from A to B, how long it's going to take for those lumens to actually deteriorate. That's why we did the demonstration at 25 feet at 1,000 lumens yesterday on that portable projector, which means since all this technology has this stuff embedded in, it's a cakewalk for this stuff. But you have to factor all that in. You put too high of a black level in, like I said, your white levels suffer. You put too high, and on top of that, even if you have a heavier black level in, your colors suffer too because they come out too dark and they come out too dirty. You put too high of a white level in, then what's going to happen is that means that the color is going to fade, it's going to wash out. So it has to be a perfect in between. But the problem is that most people now, when they look at screen paint, they look at a surface. And I've been telling y'all for the longest time, it has nothing to do with the surface. It's actually with what's beyond the surface. But what they put into it basically clouds the surface. So that way you can't see what's underneath. Kind of speaking in riddles, but you know, you'll figure it out. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
See. We can pull contrast level, we can pull white level, which means our white levels are high enough to be able to blend into the screen. We can pull contrast level that the screen can't pick up. But also too, we can maintain a red, which means we have the proper balance of white and black combined. Too much, the screen washes out. Or actually too much black in it, the screen becomes too dark and unrecognizable. And if it's too much white in it, that means bottom line is, that means the screen is going to have some problems with being able to pick up color because it's going to wash out. Color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
But if everybody keeps thinking the old traditional way, you'll never catch up to us. That's what we bank on. You'll never catch up to us because everybody sees projection screens the same way. You'll see the surface. That's the problem. It's not the surface you should be looking at. Surface has nothing to do with it. That's why we did blue. Blue is an example. The surface has nothing to do with it. It's what's beyond the surface. Once you go beyond the surface and you understand the physics of light, then it all comes together. You have to understand. That's why I said people, you have to understand that. You have to understand how light actually functions and how it works and how it reacts. Yeah, that is a good theory though. Dark green.
Getting that from YouTube.
I said dark green, but I'll take that gray over there. We can take that light gray. See, it's light gray screen. And our screen is what? Our screen is dark. So how do you have a screen that's dark gray that's pulling up a light gray image? Like I said, it goes way beyond. I'm not going to say too much because I say too much. Somebody will get an idea and go, wait a minute. Wait, that's what he was talking about? Yep. You gotta start getting online and start cracking open some of those books on physics. You'll understand it. But when I watch people doing mixtures and stuff and mixing products together, I laugh because you're still stuck in that era. You're still stuck in that era. It's beyond that. It's right there in front of y'all. Y'all don't see it. Right there in front of you, but you can't see it. Mine's is stuck in tradition. That's when I see people trying to make our screen paint, we laugh at those things. Old traditions. You know, open my eyes up, I'm gonna tell you something. I had a contract over in California, and I met this guy who was he was into nuclear physics and all this. He was a real crazy brainiac, man. I was way up there, man. And he was in the Navy. He spent some time on a submarine and all this crazy stuff, man. This guy I was talking to, man, freaking fascinating dude, man. So anyway, he was telling me how what they do is, and when they basically get a product down there, keep in mind that if you have a product and the product has like 12 different products within that product, each one of those products has some form of copyright, patent, whatever, trademark secret attached to it. So what they do is when they want to make a new product, they actually have to take that physical product, like say, all right, say this is a physical product right here. They have to take this physical product right here and they have to break it down, which means they have to break down all the ingredients that make this product right here, break it down. And then they have to find a substitute to each ingredient, but they have to change it and they have to reconstruct that product to make a whole new form of a product. And then they have to compare it on how many products actually go into making up that one product. Say it's 10, they have to break down all 10 and reconstruct them from the ground up. So it's not like you go into a store and you could buy it. You basically have to break it down and then rebuild it and reconstruct it from there. Yeah, there you go. That's why it's kind of like a long throw that a company will come in and reverse engineer your stuff. It's a lot of freaking work. So that's how they explain it to you. Like, you know, there's no way in the world will steal your idea because it's a pain in the neck to do it. Because what they'll do is they'll have to go in and they'll have to break everything down and actually basically redo it all over again in order to reverse engineer to take the idea from you. You know, so, but that's what all the copyrights and patents and all that stuff is there for, because when you write down an ingredient, say if you're using several different products, but then you're making out of those different products a new different product. So when you go down and you go to copyright or patent, trademark, whatever you're doing, they'll ask you what's in it. No, they're going to ask you what's in it. And then they want you to basically write a list of all this stuff that's in that ingredients all the way down. And that's not for public records. You'll never see that. That's their own personal records right there. So say if you happen to take someone to court because they made something similar, almost close to your stuff, and they go in there and they go down, they break down their ingredients and they're able to match it back and forth. And if so many of those come up close to that ingredient, you've been sued. Yep, I learned all that when I was down there having conversations, talking with these people. These guys were like high-end business guys, you know, all the ins and outs and stuff. And instead of me going there like I thought I know it all, I went down there and I just act like I knew nothing, and I was absorbing all their information. You know, I walk into an area like I don't know nothing at all, just to absorb information. But he told me something in that conversation that made me see things differently when I came back. Is how people see projection screens. They're kind of like, you got to go beyond the surface. So it has beyond the surface and has something to do with physical light. Boy, if I was a joker and I was a riddle boy, y'all would have been gone by now, because I have people to figure that one out. They can't figure that one out. It's interesting, but it is. But you have to study the physics of light in order to understand it all. That's how we're able to get a screen outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and take a direct hit from the sun without washing out. There's a theory behind that on how to do it, but no one's just figured it out. Reason why we figured it out, because number one, I put my faith in God, and all my knowledge comes from God. So since I have my faith in God and my knowledge comes from God, there's nothing I can't do. That's why we could bring a screen out here, manufacture in 1 hour, 2%, knock out 11 certified screens. That knowledge comes from God. And people stop giving themselves credit for everything, and they start giving him more credit, he'll be to see things a lot differently. Don't worry, we aren't all like that. Trust me, I used to be real freaking, I mean, people say, oh, you're arrogant. No. You didn't know me in my 20s. In my 20s, I was something else. I was extremely arrogant. Very, very arrogant. I freaking had 5 failed businesses. 5 failed. Because I thought that I did it all. Me, only me, I did it. And it wasn't true. God was doing all the work. I just wasn't giving him any credit. And every time I wouldn't give him the credit, I lost. So 1 year I got tired of it. So you know what? I'm going to give him the glory for everything. And it's been his way ever since. I had plenty of opportunities, plenty of contracts crossed my table, met all kinds of interesting, different people. I've met millionaires. I've met all kinds of people in my lifetime in my business. And I had to make a decision whether I'm going to basically serve them or serve God. I walked out of a lot of major contracts. It was a walk me rich. I had a lot of serious contracts passing my table, and I walked away from them. Because at the end of the day, I serve him and I don't serve them. I serve God, I don't serve them. This makes a way for me to have what I need. I'm happy. Get to wake up every morning with a crazy idea. I mean, like, we're going to build this today. Yeah, it's fantastic. I can't wait for the summertime to get here. Man, I get to do rear projection outside. I haven't forgot about that that elite screen I had downstairs, just the frame. Because that screen is 135 inches. And it's just the frame. Because remember, they forgot to send me the tension rods. So I really can't use it on that purpose. So I'm going to turn it into a giant frame. I'm going to basically secure it in the backyard, and I'm going to use it so I'm going to use heavy Velcro, so I can actually attach frames to it, like plexiglass. I'm going to attach it to it and do like rear projection or some form of PVC and tarp spray down to demonstration. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use it for. And then I may do a 235.1. I'm thinking about doing maybe 158 inch 235.1 black screen outside. I've never did a 235.1 outside, which I want to do. And then we have the massive giant screen, the mesh screen. And I might do a couple of portables. A few people are asking me about doing those portable projection screens. I think they're 50 inches, and once you just roll out, because I'm thinking about getting myself a pop-up gazebo. And I can set that up in there with a nice Pico projector, watch some movies in there in the backyard. Yeah. So that would be pretty cool. You have to go beyond the screen. Beyond the screen. Beyond the screen. I think after I pass on, somebody will be sitting there one day thinking about beyond the screen, and then it'll pop in their head. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Yep. That's what I was talking about. Problem you have with these screens up here, Ling, it's my screen. It's just a surface. You can't go beyond the screen. All right, let's get these off the screen right now. Boom. We already know how they're going to react. Let's just show up the screen. So what do we have against the screen? Those you don't know. We have a Dark Star 9. We have a Matinee Silver Dark Star 9. Cinema Gray 5D by Lead Screens. We have a Cinema Gray 3D. It's a test on, well, not test really, because we've already done this one already before. So I'll show you what I've had laying against my screen the entire time. Those you don't know. Seymour AV has something called the Matinee Black. If you ever get a sample sheet from them and you get that MB, I don't know if you see it on there, but anyway, it's an MB that stands for Matinee Black. That's the new one. Show you the color of the screen. All right. This is the color of our technology right there. This right here is the Parallax. Let go. By daylight screens right there. As you can see, that was sitting against our screen also. And you see the color of that surface. And there's our surface right there. All right. Here is the Dark Star 9. See the surface of that right there. Surface of the Dark Star 9 right there by lead screen. This one has, imagine, you see how bright the white levels push up on the screen? This is a 0.9. All right. We have the Gray Cinema 5D, or Cinema Gray 5D. Sorry about that. I'm going to butcher that one. Right there. Here's the color of that one. I like to do the lighter screens because it shows that even though our screen is darker, we can still produce a high enough white level. There is a Cinema Gray, right there, 3D. There we go. All those screens up against my screen. And we are 16 feet back from the screen using a projector of 600 by 800 res 720p SVGA. Ouch. Definitely want to be in the back of the sergeant today. Definitely. Oh. And there could be, maybe this summer, pre-coated 17 blackout cloth. I don't know about that, but there could be. There could be one. I think if we do one, the biggest they're going to come is 120 inches, 100 to 120 inches. That's it. Now, just in case if this one came up choppy or a bit gritty, I did do a pre-recording version of this. Yeah. Let's bring this back a little bit so we get the whole full scale of the room. There we go. Go back on that for a minute. I like that. It would be a real freaking challenge, and it just popped into my head just a few minutes ago. It would be a real freaking challenge for this screen. I want to do something with some high white levels. And we did snow white levels, but I wonder what the sky work demonstration would look like if I were to put it against other screens and see what would happen. The whole purpose of doing these demonstrations is to actually get the screen out of its comfort zone. That's the whole purpose. Get it out of its comfort zone. So let's do this here. We're going to get it out of its comfort zone. So that's why I like doing these demonstrations. I like making it hard. People do demonstrations. They want to make it easy for the screen. I'm not trying to make it easy for the screen. So let's go with something way lighter than my screen and see what happens. So we do these with the dark screens too. When we do black screens, we have to take a light, like the lightest surface that I have, and we have to stick it against that screen to see exactly what will happen. So let's go down that road today. All right? I'm looking for all the light surfaces that I have. This is a Seymour AD 1.3. All right. We got a Seymour AD 1.3. This is a really, really light screen. This is way lighter than my screen right there. Let's try that. The reason why I do all these demonstrations, but I don't keep the screen in the comfort zone so it's going to look good on camera, because somebody somewhere is going to do these tests besides me. So that's why they have to be done. They have for me to see all that. I'm not afraid to show you that on camera. You're supposed to see all that on camera. What else we got here? We got a anything lighter than this? What's this right here? We got a matte silver. Is that matte silver? Let's see, black would be it. What about this? This is another one. That's too dark. That's not going to work. That's not dark enough. What about this? What's this right here? Gray. This is really dark. Like, is this really that dark? To tell you the truth, I mean, it looks darker than that one. I don't know what this is. I think this is this is Seymour AD 1.3. That wouldn't be too dark. This one I'm looking at right here, but the only problem is like, it looks like it's too dark. I need something lighter than that. That's actually really light. Seymour AD 1.3 is really freaking light. What else do we have here? Cinnamon Gray 5D. That looks too dark, don't it? That's just too dark. I need something lighter than that. Let's get a white sheet of paper. I wanted a matinee silver, but I don't know where I get the matinee silver at. Where's that? We don't have a decent white sheet of paper, man. I gotta go upstairs to the office just to get white paper. Oh, I don't mean white paper in the house. Alright. I'll be back. I gotta go grab me a white sheet of paper. I don't have anything down there. Everything's up in the office. I thought I can get it from there. That's a really, really light screen right there. That's a really light screen. All right, got the lighter screens out. Let's see what happens. I'm curious. Now we got a white sheet of paper. We have a Seymour AV 1.3, that's a very high light silver screen. And then we have the cinema gray versus our screen, which is much darker. That shows you how high we heighten the white levels on this technology. Told you if your white levels are too high, then you don't have any color, no contrast. That's the other downside too, to having very, very light gray screens, or screens that basically are high silver. One of the problems you have is they have a complication with contrast and color. And if you have no contrast, you have no detail. And you have no detail, you have no image. And that's one of the things I noticed, that when I watch, like I said, when I watch a lot of demonstrations, either these high-end screens are testing their stuff against white screens to show the advancement point, or bottom line is that when people do screen paints and stuff, they're always using screens that are going to be very close to the same complexion as their product, so that way there isn't much of a difference, where their screen doesn't have to struggle that much. Or on the other hand, when I do stuff, I do the opposite. I look for stuff that's going to make the screen fail. Man, that's good. I'm happy with that. Hold on for me before we go down that road. And there you go. And that's the problem they'll run into. We can reduce their white level to a certain degree. Some of the white sheets are always going to be higher. It's always going to be higher, a white level on a white screen or a white surface. But we can produce a white level high enough. But they can't produce the contrast, they can't produce the deep colors, the detail, they can't produce any of that. Stand out of the way. I'm good. Let's see.
Getting to net zero means change. It means working together with our customers to meet their growing demand.
Net zero. Net zero is still running?
Discover more about Shell's climate ambition.
All right. Nah, this isn't doing it for me. I got to go with something else. That's not going to do it for me right there. I need to go back to the LG snow demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Because if I got white screens, I should be using something a lot brighter. Or basically, hold on, I want to do the white screensaver. White screensaver, snow.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's what I want to see. It's not getting my goat. It's not getting my goat. Let me just see something even harder. There we go. That's what makes me happy, to be able to do this. So if I do it with the contrast, it's like, screen. I mean, we all know the screen is going to produce better contrast. It's a darker screen, but to show white levels against white screens and light gray screens, yeah. So that just tells me right there from the door that any light gray screen is not going to be to stand against this technology. It's not going to have that. We did the darker gray screens. We were able to blend into those, but to do a light gray screen, whew, man, it feels good to be able to get that one around. Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. Let's do let me see. Oh, definitely got to do this one. Look at this. I just can't get over how dark the black slate is compared to these, and look how high the white level is. And that is a white sheet of paper right there on the screen. See, you can pull the white levels, you can't pull color. So let's do something even crazy. Let's take, we got a light gray screen here. We'll do this one right here. We'll put this one right here. See more ADV 1.3. We'll take a white sheet of paper. Put that right there. I'll put that there. Right there. We'll do Dark Star 9. Right there. Dark Star 9. We'll do the parallax. That's correctly. Put that right there. We'll take what else we got here? We'll take cinema gray right there. Cinema gray right there. Let's take this one right here, which we have the cinema gray 5D. Put that right there. What else do we have here we can throw on this screen? Is that enough, or do we need more? Don't feel challenged anymore. Don't feel challenged. Ooh, take that. I'll take that. Don't feel challenged. What else do we have here? We have a matinee black 0.9. Put that right there. Man, I mean, consider the fact that that screen produced that white level that high to be able to easily blend into go against the white screen. I'll put it back up there. The white screen, oh, it's going to be a cakewalk. I gotta do this 11 screen thing again. I love doing this. Come on, man. I need you to stay up there, please. You don't want to step there? I have your friend step there. He'll do it for you. There we go. Put you right there. What else do we have here? We'll do two of these. Come on, come off the sticky. Come on, these are going to be our 2017s. They got to go through the test. They got to go. I've got to basically see more. Some people are comfortable. We're doing one little sandwich sheet and be done with it. That's not enough. If you're going to claim to have good technology, you have to be able to back it up. Everybody takes the comfortable road. And they do. They take the comfortable road. They want to put one little sample sheet up there and go, look, it's the same thing. No, it's not. You gotta take the hard road. Take a matinee silver right there. We got a matinee silver. What else? I think that's all. We're locked out with him. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's not certified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 certifieds right there. We got a white sheet of paper there. Yeah, let's see where we go with this one. See if we can make it hard for the screen. Still not happy. We need more. Let's see, how many matinee blacks? We got a matinee black up here. Any of these matinee blacks? Matinee black. This is a matinee black. Let's do the matinee black. Matinee Black by Matinee Black by Seymour AV. Right there. And let me see, any DMP supernovas up here? Any DMPs? Nope. We're missing a DMP supernova. We need one of those. DMP supernova. Now I think we have about, how many certifieds do we have up here? Okay, EMP supernova right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 certified screens, including the white sheet of paper. Versus our technology at 16 feet back, 600 by 800 res projector, 720p. Now this is a challenge. This is worth my time. Because other than that, I was getting bored. I really was. Now let's see. Are you not entertained? No. Not entertained. Man, where's my cat food? I'm not entertained. I'm posting this to the website. This definitely got to be posted to the website. It's got to be. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pre-recorded video and start marketing these screens off, because this screen just did. This is 11 screens certified right from the door. Most people, when they do these demonstrations, will have one sample sheet up there, and like I said, they always pick something that comes close to their color, so it's less of a challenge. But if you look at the different color in screens, our screen is still maintaining with no problem whatsoever. So I'm going to do me a pre-recorded version of this and post it right to the front page of the website, showing the 2011 to 2017s, that ambient light, the advanced ambient light technology has now had the ability to be able to go side by side with 11 certifieds. So now we're just going to construct an entire page on that site for this technology. And this is impressive. Do you have any idea how much money is sitting on this screen with all these particular samples laying against it? And my screen here would probably cost the customers probably somewhere for a quart, I say probably about $190. And you got 5,000, 3,000, 1,400. The cheapest screen on here is $800. Well, let's go back to the white snow scene. Yes, because that's the part I like to do. White snow scene, white snow scene. White snow screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Sunny day. How much darker that technology is, and look at that. There is nobody right now on YouTube or any other company that can do this demonstration. And mind you, that's a white sheet of paper right there. And look how much darker my screen is to a white sheet of paper. All white screensaver.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Yes, you do. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, I'm happy. Look at that. The white levels are crazy.
The most human trait is to want to know why.
The levels are insane. You know why the screens are coming so light? They can't pull contrast, that's why. So I can get up close so I can show you how amazing this stuff is. That's gotta be, yep, because the screen goes dark on the edge. Yeah, that's gotta be the whatchamacallit, Paxel. Yep, I'm happy. 11, we got 11 certifieds, including a white sheet of paper. And we can pull contrast level. They couldn't even begin to pull contrast level. So you know what this means for this technology right now? If I wanted to get exactly way more than what I wanted the price for a quart, I could easily get it with no problem. Easily. You got $5,000 projection screen laying against this technology. $3,000 projection screens laying against this $4,000 projection screens laying against this technology. If I wanted $800 a quart, I could easily get it. But that's not the purpose, and that's not the point. The point is to actually manufacture a product that everybody can afford. But I could easily get it. And mind you, like I said, the projector behind me has a 20,000 to 1 contrast, which gets back to when I keep telling people that it doesn't really make a difference. If your projector has a 20,000 to 1 or 50,000 to 1 or even a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast, you're not going to see it. If your screen cannot see contrast or produce contrast, you're not going to see it. Just because your projector has it doesn't mean your screen's going to be able to give you the same thing back, because the projector can produce a black level. It can project a black level. Doesn't mean your screen's going to see it. So that's why I said for most, actually if you don't have our technology, pretty much, I mean, it is what it is. It's a waste of the feature that you paid for that you'll never see. Yeah, but my screen has outstanding color. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see which one of these can blend the red close enough. Now, screen color red.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
All right, let's try this one. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Whew, man. Trust me, I go through this all the time. All right, there we go. There you go. But my projector sees so many millions of color. You're not seeing it. You're not going to see anything of what you think your projector is advertising. You're not seeing it. You're not going to get it. So that's all to it. I had people coming to talking about how their projectors can see so many colors and it's 8-bit and 12-bit. No, you're not seeing any of that. No, you're seeing a washed out image. That's what you're looking at right now. Whether you believe it or not, without our technology, you are getting 30 to 50% of your projector. That's all you're getting. Doesn't make a difference. You spend the money for a high-end screen. I could bring out one of my 1080p crispy projectors, my top tiers out here, and I still wouldn't be able to pick up a red on any of these screens. I'm not getting it. Go out and spend your $3,000. Some people spend all this money for these projectors. You're not getting what you think you're getting out of that projector. You're looking at that screen, you're thinking, oh, that looks fantastic. That's when I have customers, and not to be rude or disrespectful, but when I have customers that send me over pictures like, look, this is my image, it's amazing. I go, no, it's not. It's not. It should look way better than that. For what you have and the projector, the caliber of projector you're using, are you kidding me? I use 720p projectors and my screen looks better than yours. So that's what I tell people. Yeah, at the end of the day, your screen, it's the screen pretty much does all the work. See how the colors change on the screen? Some of the screens still remain the same. Some can pick up a little color, but it's faded. It's because we have too much ambient light in the environment. Now, those of you using white screens, and I don't know how you're doing that. I really don't know how you're using white screens. But some people don't know. I got to say that because if you go on Amazon right now, there is nothing but white screens all over Amazon. Every once in a while, you might run into a gray screen, a light gray screen, every so once in a while. But majority of most screens you will find on Amazon are going to be white. Majority of most screens that you're going to find on eBay are going to be white screens. And the people who don't know are going to basically go out and buy these screens because from the images that they're showing, Photoshop, they're showing these beautiful, bright, vivid images that you think that you're actually going to be able to see when you set up your projector. And then when you turn the lights on, the image fades out, and I get this all the time. It doesn't look the same way as how you got it set up in your video. I got this white screen. This is what I'm getting. I can't get the color and stuff like that. I had a few people I put a link out for projectors, and they bought these projectors swearing that these projectors were going to give them these images. Like, no, That's the screen doing that. That's why I put down the bottom like the screen paint. That's why I take the projector and I move it to one side so you can see that, yeah, the screen does all that work. And so where people go on the AVS forums and they talk about calibrating their projectors to get the colors to look right and all kinds of stuff. Then I go on to spend more money for higher lumen projectors because they figure that has something to do with being able to produce better color. Now you're actually washing out your image even worse. You're actually doing a better job of washing it out by going and getting higher lumens. If your screen can't produce color and you go out and you get higher lumens, you're just adding more white light to your screen. You're just washing out your image even faster. And then they talk about, well, I've got this 20,000 to 1 or 10,000 to 1, and my contrast, and I'm looking at real deep blacks. I'm like, nope, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're looking at shades of gray. Now, even though this screen right here, the Black Slate, produces an insane contrast level compared to these guys right here, next to a black screen, it can't hold a candle because a black screen is going to produce 100% contrast. See how the colors change? And either they show up somewhat or they fade a little bit. That's what your projector is actually seeing when it's making contact with your screen. That's why when you do something like this, let's go to our search. And we pull up this demonstration, and this is why the colors look so faded. Now you remember when I first showed you the colors first, and the straight reds and blues and greens, solid colors, because I'm showing you exactly what your screen is picking up when that projector produces the color red, the blue, the green. Now you mix all those together, no matter what hits your screen, it's all going to come out washed out and faded. Now you can see it better. There you go. That's what you're actually getting. It's the first thing people do when their screen starts showing like this, they start turning out lights. Maybe I got too many lights in the environment. That's the first thing that comes up. Maybe I got to get some darker curtains so I can block out as much light as possible. Maybe I got to up the lumens on my projector. The black levels are too low. They're going to look for projectors with higher contrast capabilities, better color wheels to be produce brighter and more vivid colors and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, it's your screen. It is your screen. No matter how much you advance your projector, it comes down to your screen. Excuse me. But I have 4K. Big deal. So you have 4K. I just want to have people come and say, well, I have 4K. Big deal. You have 4K. You have my technology or you don't, or I already know what your screen looks like from the door. That's why I said, look, when I have people say, well, I can do the same thing, I give you a couple days. I give you 2 days. Show me a match of any one of my demonstrations, post it at the bottom. Nothing's there. If you say you have one of the high-end screens, well, I got their stuff too. And I can show you right there in my demonstration with no problem. Which one use ultra short throws? We got ultra short throws here, long throws, we got them all here. I can show you side by side with 1080p versus 720p, and you couldn't tell one from the other. They come very close. Which shows my customers that they don't have to spend the money. Now, the same amount of testing with these screens right here, 12s didn't go through 11s. They went through like about 5 or 6 or 7 certified screens. The 17s are a little different. The 17s are way different. Okay, let's do, let me see what we got on here. Let's do a little food demonstration. I'll do enough of those on here. See if we can see a difference. know you noticed that right there. Definitely know you had to notice that. There you go. Only thing that pulls up a black level in any color is going to have a problem. Just to show you how far back the projector sits. 16 feet. Oh, this is going to be quiet. It's not going to be too well. Contrast demonstration. I remember I was doing a demonstration when I first started off with elite screens, and somebody was saying, well, that's not a fair demonstration because your lights are on. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says, well, your lights are on. You know, you should be in the dark. Well, there you go. That tells you right there that you have a problem, not me. Because if I'm spending that kind of money for a projection screen, I should be able to use it with the lights on. Let's do real quick. I have right here, I'm looking right at it too. I love to do this demonstration. Any contrast demonstration I pull in here, you know what's going to happen.
In the Romo household.
You take things to the max. Honey, you still in bed?
Yeah.
That's why we love Skechers Max Cushioning Footwear. It's maxed out the cushion for extreme comfort.
It's like walking on clouds.
Big comfy ones.
There you go. For those of you who are going to have ultra, I can't use ultra short though in this demonstration because I think 6 or 7 of these screens are not ultra short though compatible. But if you're going to be using it for ultra short though, and you're going to be using like a kind of a table set top kind of a setup most people have in their living rooms, you're not watching no Tron or any dark demonstrations or anything like that whatsoever. That screen's automatically going to wash. And this I can do. There you go. So you can see up close. Matter of fact, I'll put you right here so you can see. I have to make sure that I have to be right in line with the screen because some of these screens, like I said, have that narrow viewing cone effect. And you have to be right in line with the screen or it's not going to be able to, it's going to give up kind of too dark. So you have to be right in front of it. The surface is kind of reflective. We can pull the white level just as bright as they can with no problem. $16 feet back versus 11 certified screens and a white sheet of paper. 600 by 800 res, 720p. Tell me that's not impressive. When God gives you an idea, he gives you an idea. And one of the things I said, I wanted to go against the big boys. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. Okay, so when this video is done, I'll put the specification sheet at the bottom on the technology which you can use it on, which you can paint it on, all the other good stuff. This will be launching soon. As I told you, all going to be launching in 2021. Blue is going to be coming in around the 7th. This one's going to be following right after it. And then we have another version. We have a black coming out too, which is a 17 also too, that will be launching. And there's going to be that ultra bright. It's like that high light gray contrast screen. We were showing up the first one we actually started showing off. Now, once these launch, that means the 12s will drop in price. These actually did drop in price. They were a little too high, too expensive, so we did bring the price down some on them. Keep in mind, 1 quart when this was supposed to come out was supposed to be around $298. It was brought down to $189. We are going to bring the other ones down because they have to, since these are going to be the new advanced models of our technology. And keep in mind, this is totally different from the 12s. One of the other cool things, like I said, that front and rear capability, or rear projection screen capability.
Now streaming on Disney Plus. Hey Joe, get a call from the apartment, man. Oh, I love.
Showing different vantage points. Let's see. Let's do See how the screens can pull contrast level? They can't do it. No problem. We can pull white levels. That's one thing I love about this technology. You can switch over to contrast. They can do contrast. We can do white levels. Fantastic way to start the year, huh? Screen that basically is now taking on 11 certifies. And white sheet of paper right there. I gotta do upgrades too. Probably next week I'm gonna start doing my upgrades. Oh, that's one of them that just came off. Let's get to the Mega. That's a Dark Star 9. Came off. So, and also to the description, I'll put a list of the screens that are up here for the side-by-side demonstration. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
I love doing this one. I'm about done. I'm out of here anyway. I just love doing this. Yeah, impressive high white level. Full screen that dark of Black Slate. What else on here I can find at some really high white levels? I mean, really, really crazy high white levels. Well, matrix and reverse, which their screens can't pull contrast, but we can pull white levels. Let's see. Done that one already before. Let me see. White background screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. It's definitely gonna give me a migraine. Ooh. What's this right here? So snowy background. Nah, ain't doing it for me. Oh, the CT with a black and white demonstration. I definitely, okay, let's do that one. White levels on there are really freaking high. Let's clear that out. Let's put in oh, any one of these will definitely run on here. This is gonna be easy cakewalk. So it has to be able to produce. The thing about it is, doing 11 screens, it has to be able to produce, even though my screen is darker because it's a black slate, it's going to have to produce a high enough white level between skin tones and blues and greens and all that stuff. It's got to be able to pop, and it's got to go against a high professional screen. So I'm going to do one of these pre-recorded and load it up on the website for the front page of showing 11 screens certified. Passed.
Bring sports back to schools. Grab a school. Support the mission.
Remember when I showed you the reds? So when I showed you the reds. This time my stands in the way. I know it's strange for you long, but I just can't get over this. 11 screens. You got 11 certified screens up here against our technology. Not only are we doing this in a full lit environment with 16 feet back, we got a projector that's way under capability. Who does 600 by 800 res 720p on 11 certified? And then on top of that, it's out doing white levels, colors, contrast with no problem whatsoever. No calibrating to the projector, none of that nonsense. Oh, 17s are going to be freaking beast this summer. And then it's rear projection on top of that. Keep in mind, this stuff has stair steps to it, which means we can advance the technology as we go along. We can make it better than what it is now, which means it has the ability to be able to grow. All right, I'm done. I've seen too much today. This is crazy. I already did like 11 certified on it, but I did 11 certified on it. I had a Chrissy LW 420. That's like 1920 by 1200. That's a projector. That's, you know, that's a high-end, good, beefy projector. I'm doing it on this projector right here, and the Chrissy was at Chrissy was probably 8 feet away. This is 16 feet away. Wow, like freaking, I'm impressed by this. But yeah, let me get going because I got to design the labels for this next. This doesn't even have the labels attached to it, but none of that's going to be shown. We're not going to show the demonstrations on how you have to paint it because there is a particular way how you have to paint this screen. spray on applications and all that stuff. So it will come with some instructions. But other than that, we're going to have it out, like I said, around probably somewhere the first or second week of will be available. So yes, yippee-ki-yay. It's going 2021 for home theater projection is going to be a beautiful thing. All right, got to go, and God bless.